Hey, yo, what up, everyone? Getting ready for the event of the season. The biggest diss track battle off ever between Phoenix Wright and Miles Edgeworth. Let's fucking go. Who will win? We don't know. We'll talk about it on Twitter for the next, I don't know, 2 weeks. It's actually, I think it's been a month for that, right? I actually have not listened to any of those diss tracks. But anyway, this is the 5th case. This is the 5th case of Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney Dual Destinies of the 5th game. This is technically the original ending of the game, episode 5, as this next one is a special DLC episode. Now, I did look up only in the fact that when this takes place, I probably should have done this before, because apparently this takes place in between somewhere in the timeline. The timeline in the Dual Destinies is already kind of wonky. It's already weird. That's just how it is. So if I wanted to go in chronological order, we would have gone episode 2, 3. We would begin 4. No, episode like 2. I think special episode, then 3, then we begin like 4, and then after the case, we would go to episode 1 and finish that, and then we would do all the rest of episode 4, and then finish episode 5. That, I think, would have been, it's like that one meme of this is the true way to watch JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, and it's just a fucking mess of a timeline. I remember that meme. That was a fun time. So yeah, no, this is yeah, we'll just start. We're not gonna do that madness. We'll just do it in the way it's lined up. I think it's fine. In release order, I think it's great. I'm not Kingdom Heartsing this right now. I'm not returning the title screen. We're loading the game. We're gonna start episode 5. Turnabout for tomorrow. I think it'll be okay. Is my TV on in volume? I don't think it is. Last time, Phoenix Wright Dual Destinies. No. No one can escape their past. Oh, it's time. Time to talk about her past. What the hell happened to this girl? Yeah, last time we got our client off the hook, but sadly, Athena, the sins we've committed and the sadness we've caused, Athena is now in the hot seat. She's now accused of murder. And apparently Blackwell did it? Unless these are two separate things. No matter how far we run, our past remains as ever present as the moon in the sky. Just like this one scene, let's do it. Let's look at him, look at the moon again. Every step we take. Sorry. Damn, that moon is just up in the fucking daylight sky. I mean, it can happen, but it's just a little weird. Oh, in-game graphics. It looms in wait for the day we are forced to face it. We're gonna have to get to trial here. But only in doing so can we truly make peace and move on in hope towards tomorrow. What a fun little speech Phoenix did for us. Thank you. December 20th, 1:23 p.m. Write Anything Agency. It is almost Christmas. They took Athena from the courtroom straight to the station. She's probably being questioned at this very moment. My 2 young students. Gone in a flash. Tragic. After this past year, I took for granted that these two would always be here. But now Apollo has gone off on his own to seek his own truth. And my pursuit of the truth only ended up with Athena becoming the new suspect. Some boss I turned out to be. Hey, we still got Trucy here. She could do magic. It's even quieter here than usual. Yeah, it seems so empty too. I just don't get it, Daddy. All of your reasoning during the trial seemed perfectly solid. Yeah, and I still believe it was. At least based on what we know. But now Athena is the one who's being accused. Yeah, not great. During the trial for the bombing and murder that occurred at the Cosmos Space Center. Perfectly reasonable, solid idea of the space centers having already been switched. The letter used by the real culprit was found. This letter proved the defendant, Solomon Starbuck, innocent. Smash. But Athena's prints were found on it instead. And she was subsequently arrested for the murder. Now, if we only just said, hey, yo, Solomon is innocent, and we just ripped up the page, everything would have been fine. Some might call it evidence tampering. I call it happy ending. But Athena couldn't have done it. It just doesn't make sense. No, none of it does. I've been racking my brain, but I just can't figure it out. Duh! Where's the flaw in my reasoning? What have I got wrong in this case? You know, Daddy, if Athena was here, she wouldn't just be sitting around thinking. She'd be out there doing something. You're going to defend Athena, right, Daddy? Of course I will. And thanks, Trucy. I needed that push. Trucy's right. The trial is tomorrow. There's no time to waste. If I'm gonna prove Athena's innocence, I better get out there and find some evidence. Off we go then. We're on a hunt for evidence that'll prove Athena's innocence. Great. It's time to take our 16-year-old daughter to murder crime scenes. But before we go, I'd better tidy up the evidence I have on hand and get rid of it. Fuck this evidence. It's not needed. Left it at the office. Athena's probably still in the middle of being questioned. I know that will never happen, but what if just one of the pieces of evidence that we get rid of is just like, oh fuck, it's important. I left it at home. Ah, we lost the case. It's over. So Trucy's right. The thing to start with is talking to people at the Space Center. What do we do, Trucy? What we got? Still can't believe Apollo really left us. It was so sudden. Maybe he got tired of being my assistant for my magic tricks. Did you do that? Did he do that a lot? I don't think it's your fault, Trucy. But I made him clean the toilet a lot. Wait, didn't Phoenix have him do that? And I made him go bring in the newspaper. Maybe it is your fault. It was my fault. I just know it. Oh, Apollo. I really don't think it was your fault, Trucy. But I didn't realize Apollo was wearing so many hats around here either. So maybe we probably shouldn't have been doing that. How did you not realize that? You told him to clean the toilet. You just gotta hire a janitor. How could they suspect Athena? It's just ridiculous. There must be some kind of conspiracy. Oh yeah, conspiracy, huh? Well, it certainly is some kind of mistake, that's for sure. First of all, we have to bust Athena out of the detention center. Let's do that. Let's fucking break the law. Then we have to chase down the people who framed her. We'll sneak around the world from Kiev to Carolina with the fuzz hot on our tails. Isn't that exactly the same as the plot of that movie you watched the other day? That's one wild movie. Ba 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 ba. So many things. Have I presented this to her before? Let's do it again. Is presenting your attorney's badge? It's like your quick trick, huh, Daddy? Oh yeah, no, we've done it before. Quick trick. Alright. Let's go talk to Adina. Why can't we talk to our client? Let me talk to my client. I'm going into the Space Center. December 20th, Cosmos Space Center entrance. Hey, yo, you, what up? Liar? Dr. Cosmos, do you have a minute? Galactic scooter full speed ahead, I'm fucking out of here. Awesome. Director! He scooted away. Gonna have to break that scooter of his. His expression changed the instant he saw you, Daddy. Yeah, well, I dragged his name through the mud pretty good at the trial earlier today. Well, to be fair, maybe he shouldn't be keeping secrets now, should he? Secrets that involve my client going to jail. To the boarding lounge. You were here only yesterday. Oh, hey. Hey, buddy, newly Sun Life. Mr. Starbuck, you've been released, huh? Yep, and I came straight here. It's all thanks to you and your team, Mr. Wright. I swear if you turn out to be the killer, I'm gonna fucking choke you. I don't think that's possible. Once you did it those 7 years ago, you've given me a second chance to fly into space again. I can't thank you enough. Except... What's wrong? I thought he'd be happy to be acquitted. As I was coming out of the detention center, I saw Miss Sykes. He saw Adina? I was at a loss for words. I didn't know what to say to the poor girl. And then you know what? She flashed a peace sign at me. Aw. So brave, so strong. Congratulations on your acquittal, she said. Now you can go back into space someday. Yeah, that sounds like Adina. I can just picture it. But I saw her eyes. They were red and swollen from crying. She's gotta be suffering. She must be so worried. And she went out of her way to be nice and give me that big smile. Oh man, it's gonna make me cry. She held back her own tears so she could give someone else a smile. That's so Adina. There's no question about it. That girl is innocent. Please, Mr. Wright. You have to make sure she goes free. And then they can put me in prison instead. I don't mind. I can look at the stars from there. We can't have that either, Mr. Starbuck. You better not have done anything 7 years ago. Don't worry, Mr. Starbuck. I'm gonna give her the best defense I can. I mean, I gave you the best defense I can. So, I mean, I can do it again. I promise to get her acquitted. Just like I did for you. I know she'll be alright with you in her corner. I know you'll never give up on her. Apollo is a fine boss to look up to. Yeah, one of my employees quit. The other is in prison. Fine boss indeed. My other boss got killed on my watch. Laundry list of things. About the murder, you got any other details for me, buddy? I still can't believe Launchpad 1 was switched with the Space Museum. What could have made Director Cosmos do such a thing? I haven't the foggiest idea. So there was never going to be a launch that day. Not from the very beginning. I wonder if Clay knew. I imagine he must have. Surely would have noticed when you went aboard the rocket. It's pathetic to think I was the only one who got taken in. Well, I guess that's about how it goes. When you're worthless than space debris. Worth less than space debris. Is he gonna be alright, Daddy? His expression looks as dark as a black hole. Thank you for, just comparing it to that, huh? Well, that's just about just how he is. He'll be fine. The murderer, come on, anything? Mr. Starbuck, do you remember anything about the murderer? Your head cleared up a bit more, right? Not really. I only saw a shadowy figure in the dark after all. Yeah, I guess that was a little too much to hope for. Hey, I heard something from the police though. They said they never did find a .10 caliber gun down that trash chute. Just as I thought, the culprit must have carried it away with them when they escaped. So, was the person you saw holding a gun Mr. Starbuck? Was the person you saw holding a gun Mr. Starbuck? I couldn't really tell. But it wasn't Athena, right? Could you tell if the person was male or female, tall or short? I can't even tell you that much. Man, I'm useless. When the culprit opened the door and some light came in, I should have been able to see. The door. Ah, yes! As I recall, they opened this door here and they made their escape. The door to Launchpad 1, right? Oh, yeah, except right now the door leads to the Space Museum. You mean the Launchpad and the Space Museum are switched right now? Yeah, they're trying to investigate the theory you came up with in court. Oh, okay. So they're recreating the conditions, huh? I'd like to see what's beyond that door now. Mr. Starbuck, could you open this door for us? Sure. Just let me have my print scanned here. Thank you, Mr. Starbuck. So the switching of the launch pads, huh? I'm surprised you can do that, though. I mean, I guess we investigated that already. There's some things we can do now. This place still is a crime scene, though. Do the launch pads get switched back and forth a lot? Well, back when the Space Museum was Launchpad 2, they used to switch the pads around at times. But these days, 2 is only used as a tourist attraction, right? Right, because quite frankly, the Space Center needs the money. Yeah, I hear you. Times sure are tough. Daddy, let's go check out what's beyond that door. Sure, let's go. Hey, why don't I come along? I could show you around. Sure, why not? The whole team. Oh, so I can have 3 people in this crew, but I couldn't have it before. I see how it is. Huh? I wonder what these dead leaves are doing here. Maybe they were stuck to the bottom of somebody's shoes. There's a lot of trees around the Space Center. She's right. It's a modern state-of-the-art building, but it's surrounded by trees. So maybe the killer came by with them. I don't know if they were stuck to the bottom of somebody's shoes. When they look more crushed up, these don't look like they've been stepped on. Maybe they just ran through them and had them on them. Maybe there's a kind of secret hatch in the corridor. And they came in that way. Not everything is set up like a magician stage, you know. Yeah. This is another little thing. So this is another one of those devices for opening the door, huh? Yeah, but this one doesn't require fingerprint verification. You just hit the button and open sesame? So when you and Clay went through here, you didn't need to show your prints either, right? That's right, Juicy. Just like how the culprit didn't need to scan their prints. When they escaped back out the Space Museum corridor into Boarding Lounge 2. Launchpad door lock updated in the court record. Biometric door lock print authentication isn't required from the Launchpad side. So Launchpad doors 1, you need to print, but if you switch the places, then you don't, on the other side at least. That is makes it very convoluted to go in and out if you ever did that. I don't think it'd do it a lot though, so yeah. Well, I don't see anything else that jumps out at me. I imagine this corridor is built exactly like Launchpad 1 corridor. Have any evidence to present to you? Do we have to do that? Just talk to staff. Let's keep moving then. Can we go to the other launch pads? No. We can't examine anything, so we do have to talk to them, meaning we have to present something to them. Or maybe someone's back at the entrance. There is someone back at the entrance. December 20th. For what you sullied my good name! Reverse course and full speed away! Director Cosmos, wait! He left, didn't he? I'll handle this, Daddy. Take that! Go! The mobility system has been compromised! Tootsy's knife throw was a direct hit to one of his tires. Jesus. Should you be having her carry around knives? And the streak continues. Maybe I should have kept a closer watch on what tricks she's been practicing. Just a little bit. My dear old battleship. We fought many a skirmish together. It has been an honor. Dude, you do know aliens don't exist, right? Daddy, he's gonna blow that thing up! Nah, I bet all the button will do is make it go haywire again. Very well. I surrender. As a prisoner of war, I expect to be treated honorably. Just tell me about the switching the goddamn launch pads. Dr. Cosmos, when you were talking in the court about switching the launch pads, you used your right to remain silent about the reason as to why. I'd like Dr. Cosmos to tell us why he switched to 2 launch pads to begin with. Please, I can't. I exercise my right to remain silent. But I will say my hands were tied. I was only doing what I could to keep my men from getting caught in that blast. The center of the cosmos is surrounded in mystery. But I don't have any secrets left. Now that my battleship has been destroyed, and I've been taken prisoner. Except he does. He totally does. Just tell us the fucking secrets. No secrets left, huh? I beg to differ. Looks like I'll have to undo his cyclocks if I want to get to the bottom of this. Okay. So when you talk to the staff, we could try presenting to Magatama. I don't think I lose help for doing this anymore. There's only 2 members of the staff we can talk to right now. We can't go anywhere else, I think. Hang on. Now we can go to Space Museum. Alright. Let's keep talking to the staff and we'll come back. Space Museum? Wow. This place is crawling with cops. The pigs! Wait, Tracy, who taught you that phrase? TV. Oh, okay. Looks like we won't get any investigating done here now. Let's come back later. Oh! Alright. You're still here, so... Alright, I guess we try... to break open the cyclocks. Take that! Take that! Alright. Behind the switching of the launch pads. I want you to tell me everything you're hiding about the switching of the 2 launch pads. I refuse! You can't make me! I can hold on longer than anyone! I hope I never get like this when I'm old. Well, let's see where to start. Maybe in Ace of 37, he'll be old and then he'll just be like this. Old Phoenix, right? Oh, that's an image. This is how you explained your motive for the switching launch pads. You did it to fool the bomber, to prevent the bombing, to save the astronauts. Well, you can't prevent a bombing that already happened. You can't really fool a bomber, so to save the astronauts. Thanks to you switching to launch pads, the astronauts escaped injury from the blast. Instead, they safely boarded the museum's rocket, far away from the actual explosion. Huh. My astronauts were raring to go out into an authentic adventure in space. I do propose I had them board a fake rocket without them noticing. I agree, you couldn't have done it without help. For one, they would have figured it out the instant they stepped into the Space Museum. You figured you could fool Mr. Starbuck once he'd been drugged with his medication. But without the help of this person, it would have been impossible to pull your plan off. Oh, so you... Yes, Clay. Take You must have gotten Mr. Terran to help you. He stole the tranquilizers from his mentor's locker and slipped them to him. Damn. And then, with Mr. Starbuck in a daze, they boarded the replica rocket in the museum. Oh, somebody please help this poor prisoner of war. How is that thing still moving when one tire gone? How's he able to spin around like that? That's my question. If you really wanted to save the astronauts' lives, shouldn't you have just called off the launch? If I could have done that, do you think I would have gone to all that trouble? I guess he must have had a compelling reason why he couldn't call it off. How did you know to switch the pads in advance of the bombing incident? Well, that's because... I was warned in advance. Once I received that warning, it was my duty to ensure the astronauts' safety. It was just a warning. It could have even been a prank. I mean... I think you still gotta, like, do something during when a warning happens, so, I mean... why did you believe in it so completely? Because I went to one of those mediums that everyone's been talking about these days. Oh, you went to see Maya? Oh, how's she doing these days? Oh, I didn't realize channeling was back in vogue. I should go talk to Maya. Hope she's okay. Besides, I thought it was you yourself that got the warning via telephone. Yes, that's right! The bomber contacted me personally. My battleship is equipped with a special advanced communication system, you see. You mean a phone? AKA a regular old telephone. It's been a while. Planning another launch? I see you haven't learned. I'll never forget the terror I felt when I received that call. The bomber said, it's been a while? Oh yeah, 7 years ago. That was enough to make you take the threat seriously. Perhaps Director Cosmos took the threat so seriously because the Space Center had been involved in a bombing once before. Maybe. The culprit in the current case is the same person who was involved in the incident. The Hat 2 bombing. The courtroom number 4 bombing. Hat 1 miracle. The Hat 1 miracle. That epic story of survival. People across the nation know it now as a heroic tale of bravery, but in truth, it was an act of sabotage perpetrated by our current killer, wasn't it? Very few knew about the previous plot, so when the caller said, it's been a while, you knew beyond a shadow of a doubt that the danger was real, and it wasn't a prank. Oh, didn't anyone ever tell you to go easy on an ex-serviceman? Yes, the Hat 1 miracle was really a desperate battle against an act of sabotage. I even lost the life of one of my staff members in the fight. Sabotage, murder. So this is the ugly truth behind Hat 1 miracle. Let my guard down. I thought the saboteur had been caught and the case was closed. Are you talking about Blackwell? Huh? Wait a minute. The murder at the Space Center 7 years ago. This must be the person Director Cosmos thought was the culprit.
Take that!
Simon, huh? It all comes together. It's all coming back now. It's all coming full circle. Simon Blackwell, the murder suspect in the case that happened here 7 years ago. The place and time of the two incidents, the murder and the sabotage, were the same. So you thought that he committed both crimes. But while Prosecutor Blackwell was behind bars, you got another threatening call. The culprit this time is the same as 7 years ago, and isn't Simon Blackwell. Realizing that, you were shaken. I mean, the true culprit's been running free all this time. How you keep seeing straight through me? Alright, we don't need to go through all those little locks. Yeah, alright, we're done. The reason why Director Cosmos won't talk about why he switched the launch pads is connected to the truth behind the Hat 1 miracle. The sabotage and murder that happened at the Space Center 7 years ago. Director Cosmos, tell us what you're hiding. If you really want to understand the reason I decided to switch to launch pads. Flashback? We'll have to start the story of that horrible nightmare from 7 years ago. 7 years ago. You mean the so-called Hat 1 miracle? The launch went smoothly, but once the ship entered outer space, then the troubles began. It was all the handiwork of a certain person and their evil scheme. So Mr. Starbuck's traumatic experience was accidental. Or wasn't accidental. Not only that, but before the launch, a valuable piece of moon rock was stolen. Oh, no valuable piece of moon rock was stolen. Not the moon rock. But that wasn't the worst of it. One of my staff members was murdered. Wow. I had no idea such awful events were behind the exciting story of space heroism. All that in spite of the Space Center having very strict security in those days. All personal effects were examined thoroughly, coming or going. You couldn't even smuggle the withered old leaf through those checkpoints. So, do you have any clue who was responsible for the sabotage? At the very least, I know it wasn't Simon Blackwell. I don't know enough to identify the true culprit, but it's clear what that person is. To put it simply, a spy. A spy? You mean somebody who infiltrates a foreign country? Carries out dangerous missions and always gets the girl. Wait, that last one? Hang on. Someone's watching way too many late night movies. Does she have a bedtime? Well, I guess if we're talking about blowing up a rocket and stealing research material. Oh, I'm kidding. What kids stayed up after their bedtime? It's not all that surprising that a spy could be behind it all. The spy. Make no mistake, there's cutthroat rivalry between nations in the space R&D race. Some try to outdo others by any means possible, even deliberate obstruction. 7 years ago, we got a call before the launch warning us of the sabotage. The same MO this time. Yes, and here I thought the perpetrator had been caught, but it looks like I was wrong. Prosecutor Blackwell seems more like a ninja than a spy, don't you think? More samurai, really. Are ninjas and spies basically the same thing? No, one does Rasengan's and the other is, British. There's a good reason we failed to find the real spy. A massive cover-up by the government. Government officials were too embarrassed to admit it. Admit that they had allowed such a thing to happen at the hands of a spy. Don't tell me they made the police rush the investigation. They did indeed. And then to cover up the sabotage, they cleaned up the story. And that was the Hat 1 miracle, wasn't it? But then 7 years later, the same MO. Advanced warning of sabotage. That must have been the director's reason for switching to launch pads. Just like 7 years ago. 7 years ago, the spy gave you advance warning of their plan. Just like this time. That was what made you decide to switch to launch pads, wasn't it? That's right. The caller knew the facts of the case 7 years ago, despite the cover-up. They knew about the sabotage, the moon rock, the murder, and they said, "You don't want things to go like they did 7 years ago, do you?" I immediately thought of calling off the launch, but the government wouldn't let me. We don't give in to the luck of terrorists. We must proceed for our country's honor. It was quite a moving speech, actually. Really? Moving? Really? Maybe if you're easily inspired by political talking points. Or Phoenix with a political scathing commentary. But I knew the truth. We had been warned. Which meant the danger was very real. And I knew there was no way to stop the spy. No matter what I did, they would find a way. That's why I switched to launch pads and staged the moving rescue scene. Oh, you staged that scene. First, I snuck into the center the night before and switched the launch pads. That's where the astronauts would go from boarding lounge 1 to the space museum. And then I put a closed for repair sign at the door to launch pad 1 and boarding lounge 2. You did that so no more visitors wouldn't enter, right? What else did you do? So that's why people didn't go in there. Okay. And that you did it at the night of. You didn't do it like seconds before the launch. Okay, this all makes a lot more sense. Still a little crazy, but it makes a lot more sense. I enlisted the help of several staff members, including Terran. But you didn't let Mr. Starbuck in on it? I'd already been through enough, and he's no good at lying to keep a secret. I'm afraid I had no choice but to have him drugged. My plan went well until, motherfucker, you drugged your employee. It's like, yeah, well, there's no choice. Drug him. Put them tranquilizers in, I don't know, I guess in the tea. They slipped it in his tea, maybe in his oxygen mask. Clay's murder, huh? That was not part of the plan. That sucked. Real bad. After the culprit made their escape, I switched the launch pads back. I did it in such a way that no one would find out. But after all that effort, I'm not sure you should have done that. That kind of confused everything. I guess you really needed to cover this up. But like, come on, man. We do need to find out who murdered Clay. Terran is dead. The hat too is destroyed. The Hope capsule, which had returned to us only recently, was also lost in the blast. My home, the center of the cosmos, my beautiful cosmos space center is done for! Wait, what did he mean by the Hope capsule was lost in the blast? It's gone, isn't it? What happened to it, man? I thought that the Hope capsule was found at the crime scene with Mr. Terran. It's just been brought back by the Hope space probe with asteroid samples inside. So what kind of samples were there? What's in them? Oh, you know, just a little bit of moon rocks. We get pretty fucked up on it. Fucking that dude. Starbuck got real fucked up. The capsule was being held in the safe in launch pad 1. But I gave it a turn before the incident so it wouldn't be destroyed in the explosion. The idea was that with it safely in Terran's possession, he could make it look like he rescued it during a staged, miraculous escape. But our precious research materials ended up lost in that explosion anyway. I thought Clay was supposed to keep it safe. Well, he did get murdered, so that didn't happen. You misunderstand. The launchpad explosion wasn't the one the capsule was lost to. It was lost after the police confiscated it as evidence. It was the courtroom bombing from the other day. Oh, that sucked. The capsule was there in the courtroom as evidence and was blown to smithereens. Did the spy plan that? Yet another casualty of the blast. Ultimately, I think the culprit may have known about the switching of the launch pads. What? How? Police found a wiretapping device during their investigation today. Bug aboard my battleship. Tap on my advanced communication system. A wire on that phone. Yes, a wire on this very phone. I use this phone to give instructions to my staff about the launch pad switch. Just to a few select members who knew about the plan. Okay, so the wiretapping happened, so it can't be anyone among us. So it has to be. It can be an outside party. It doesn't have to be an employee. So Blackwell's sister isn't necessarily a suspect, but it's... And she did see a mysterious figure in the dark, according to her. So, the spy. So it's a spy, international spy. Spy could very well be Juniper Woods. No. Although, no, age 18 spy. That seems a little insane. So it cast Solomon Starbuck. He maybe helped with the wiretapping. Blackwell seems to think that Solomon did something 7 years ago that caused a lot of issues. So he maybe has something still a bit of a secret there. My money is still on good old Bobby Fulbright. Motherfucker gave us evidence that has implicated Athena. He found it by the cleaning robots. Yes. Okay, though if the cleaning robots didn't need to find it, then it could have also still been alright. But I'm gonna go Bobby. Bobby's probably dead. He seems suspicious. He seems suspicious the entire game. Also, don't really like him as much as the other detectives. That's just personal, though. Just before the incident, staff members were coming in and out of Launchpad 1. The culprit probably slipped in with them amid the confusion and planted the bomb then. Yes. If they were tapping your phone, they definitely could pull something like that off. So you really think the same spies behind this incident and the one 7 years ago? Yes, I'm sure of it. And this spy must be the Phantom Prosecutor Blackwell has been chasing. But Prosecutor Blackwell told me once. The hunt I've been on for the Phantom 7 years past continues even still. For starters, that case happened right here at the very Space Center too. So if we can find this Phantom... That's right, we can clear Athena's name. And then there's the matter of Prosecutor Blackwell too. What about him? Well, if the culprit of 7 years ago is the same person as in the current incident, it would mean Prosecutor Blackwell is innocent. That's still an if, though. Wonder how dangerous that guy would be in court without handcuffs. He'd probably kill the dude. But if we're going on a ghost hunt, count me in! Yeah. It's all over for me. Spin, spin, whirl, whirl, I'm done for. The center of the cosmos is doomed. Do you think he's gonna be alright, Daddy? Well, at least he'll be in good company. There must be planets out there he can spin with. Which reminds me, I'd like to delve a little deeper into the Hat 1 mission too. If you want to learn more, start with the Space Museum. There's a Hat 1 exhibit there. Oh, don't mind me. I'll just keep spinning here and see how the cosmos unfolds. Alright, buddy, I don't know what to tell you. Just good luck with all that. It's like he achieved spiritual enlightenment or something. I'm sure he'll stop when he gets dizzy. Let's go visit the Space Museum. Just vomit. Projectile vomits everywhere. It's gross. Anyway, to the Space Museum. Goodbye, sir. He'll calm down in a bit. Let's see, where's the exhibit on the launch 7 years ago? That's a good question. Am I? Oh, my phone! I forgot to charge my phone. Just this plugged in. Okay, good. I can still see chat, but it's a different way to see chat. It's fine, whatever. Where is that thing? Here it is. There. That's the Hat 1 exhibit. Oh, wow, look at the photo of the team. So if one of them is... Now, two of them are dead. The other one must have been the girl on the right, which has yellow on her outfit, which makes me think she's related to Athena, per anime logic. Not sure. There's Clay, Mr. Starbuck, Director Cosmos, Blackwell, and even Punko. But I've never seen the woman on the right before. Everybody looks so happy. Well, except for Director Cosmos. That's him happy. Let's check out the newspaper article too. Hat 1 launch imminent. Hat 1 launch imminent. And there's a photo of the Hope space probe. Guess it's only natural it doesn't talk about the murder or the sabotage. They really were keeping a secret, just like the director said. Daddy, take a look at that jacket. It must be the Hat 1 team's uniform jacket. Same design that the one Apollo was wearing, the one that belonged to Clay. Actual jacket worn by a Hat 1 team member, it says. Not a replica, huh? I wonder if it was Mr. Starbucks. Hat 1 exhibit added to the court record. Hello? Is it a robot? Juniper! Oh, Miss Woods! What brings you here? Don't, Juniper, don't turn out to be the spy. Come on, girl. I heard that Tina got arrested, so I... Oh, right, yeah. I've been looking for you, Mr. Wright. I thought you might be here at the scene. You must be so worried, but rest assured, I'm going to do my very best to defend her. Tina's going through such a hard time. I hope she doesn't lose heart. Even just coming back to this place must have been really difficult for her. Oh, okay, so you know, you're here to tell us the secrets. So yeah, no, you're definitely not the spy, but please tell us what happened to Athena. Huh? You mean the Cosmos Space Center? What? You didn't know? That's actually true. What? You didn't know? You hired a girl and you didn't find out? She used to live here when she was a little girl. She did? No, I didn't know. No wonder she knew so much. Miss Woods, could you tell me more in detail? I know you're talking about your friend, but I kind of need to know about this stuff. Tina's mom worked here. Ah, it's her mom. Oof. Tragic. If I remember right, she was a doctor of psychology or something like that. But why was a psychology specialist working at a space research facility? I don't really know. But I do know that she lived and worked here, so Dina lived here too. So it was far from Adina's first time here. I wonder why she didn't mention it. She probably didn't want to talk about it. This place is connected to a very sad memory for her. A sad memory. Sad memory. Can you tell me about it? There was a terrible incident here. It was 7 years ago. The same time frame as the Hat 1 launch. Tina's mom, in the robotics lab. She was... murdered. What? After it happened, Tina stopped coming to school. Poor Tina. All this time she never let on at all. I was so worried about her. I came here so many times hoping to see her. But I never saw her again. She must have moved abroad. After a while, we started exchanging letters. But
I didn't get to see her face to face for 7 long years. And so the first time you'd seen her in 7 years was during Professor Quartz's case. That's right. And I was so surprised. She was like a completely different person. So cheerful and happy. Oh, she must be just putting on an act. Carrying all that sadness. Young Adina. What was Adina like as a child? She was very sensitive and kind. She didn't talk very much. She loved to draw and paint at home. It's completely different from the Adina we know now. I can't even picture it. She never left the Space Center much because she was very sensitive to other people's emotions. When she went to crowded places, she'd get dizzy from all the emotions flying around. Oh, her powers are going out of control, her sense of hearing. Must be hard to hear people's hearts as well as their voices.
Oh no, poor girl.
She always wore these big, heavy-looking headphones. Maybe it was to keep the emotions in check. She said her mother made them for her as part of her research. Oh? Huh. I wonder what kind of research it was. Because of her special ability, Dana couldn't handle being in school very often. And I was always out sick because of my weak constitution. Maybe that's why we became such good friends. We used to play together here at the Space Center a lot. It brings back memories. Sounds like Adina's mother played a big role here at the Space Center. Oh, Daddy! Show her that picture! Atta girl, good idea. Yep, that's her over there on the right. Miss Woods, could you take a look at this for me? Oh look, there's Tina's mom. I was like, sometimes it doesn't say, take that! During this very sensitive moment. It would be funny if it did. The woman on the far right. The one in the kimono. That's Dr. Metis Sykes. Dina's mother's murder. Did it by any chance have any connection to the Hat 1 launch? What? Why, yes, it did. As I recall, it happened on the day before the launch. Just as I suspected. That wasn't the worst of it. One of my staff members was murdered. So this is the murder Director Cosmos was talking about. Does that mean the crime Prosecutor Blackwell was convicted of is the murder of Adina's mother? Is there a chance her death is somehow connected to the current case? There is? Thank you for all your help, Miss Woods. And please, try not to worry. Won't anything happen to Adina? Thank you, Mr. Wright. I know you'll take good care of her. Thanks, Juniper. So we need to investigate the robotics lab and also talk to Adina. We got our plates full today, Daddy. I hope we can fit it all in before the day is through. The detention center first. Then we have to... we have to see Adina before visiting hours are over. Yeah. Adina! Girl, you okay? You! I know it's you. Well, if it isn't Mr. Lawyer, fancy meeting you here. Oh, hello, Detective Fulbright. Here on business? To tell the truth, I'm here to interview Ted Tenate. Oh yeah, that's right. He's doing well. The one behind the courtroom bombing incident?
He suddenly said he's ready to tell the truth about the case. And what he was saying was so incredible. I just had to come right over to hear more.
Incredible? What was he saying?
Why don't you hang around and hear it for yourself?
More water. Let's hear it for ourselves. What does Destiny have to say? Excuse me. Really? Us? Are you sure? I give you my special permission. What a nice guy. Here comes the bomber now. Hey man, well, do not talk to me with that. You, what nerve? You have to come here. You're here to laugh at me, I suppose. Like I'd waste my breath on you. Just talk. After all, you're the one who assaulted Apollo and put him in the hospital. Even your 3D glasses. Headset thing. Violence? No. Question? Okay. No violence. Too bad. Apollo didn't get a chance to say that before you attacked him. Fine. Then just answer me this, Mr. Tenate. What is this truth of yours about the courtroom you blew up? No. I didn't do it. I didn't blow up the courtroom. Oh. Okay. When I killed Detective Arm, there was another person in the room. What are you talking about? Who else could have been there? I saw it. I tell you. I saw someone's hand as they were stealing the remote switch. This person was there and witnessed the murder I committed. It's like, what are you doing with the ball? I just want to see it. It's so cool. What? I don't know who it was. But that's who blew up the courtroom. You expect us to buy that? Easy there, Drusy. I don't see any sidewalks. Oh, I guess he's telling the truth, so I guess he must not be lying. I had a human lie detector here. Pardon me. I got a little carried away. I got a little carried away. I started talking. My bad. But I'm telling you the truth. I did not detonate that bomb. And there you have it. We can't exactly ignore his claims, of course. So we're doing a follow-up. We're even analyzing the bomb itself, or what's left of it. Oh. We haven't found any new facts yet, though. Wow, they laid it all out, piece by piece. Yep. Oh, look at all those beautiful little pieces. I wish I could have them. Uh-oh. Looks like his geek switch has been activated. You back away. Shoot. Shoot from the bombs. Phony Fanty bomb. Fanty. It was found in boarding lounge 1 and detonated in courtroom number 4. Fragments are being analyzed. Well, I hope you're ready for Prosecutor Blackwell's special brand of questioning. Oh no. Anything but that. He answered the questions. I'm afraid I have to be off now, too. I was just about to question Miss Sykes. You're gonna see Athena now? That's right. Oh, did you folks come to see her? Sorry for the trouble, but could you come back later? Well, off I go. What bad timing. Well, at least we learned that, though. Looks like we'll have to wait until after her questioning is over to see her. And after we came all this way, too. Well, I guess it's back to the Space Center. Let's go check out the robotics lab, Daddy. Alright. Sounds like a plan. We never did go in the robotics lab. To the robotics lab. I did not expect a giant fucking robot here. No wonder the director does his fucking Shinji dad pose. I still don't know that man's name. Never seen the Evangelion. I should one day. Just to see what a trip it is. So this is the robotics lab, huh? Looks like it was exactly one floor above the boarding lounge. And where people were directed to evacuate via the emergency ladder. This is where Dina's mother was killed 7 years ago. Speaking of someone who works with robots. Daddy, look! Over there! Oh, is that the girl? Is it my wife? It's Apollo! It's our boy! So they plan to use this bag to carry the capsule, is that right? Yeah, more or less. Say, why don't we stop talking about the case and have a nice cup of tea instead? Don't do it, she'll drug you. Also, me first. Apollo and Aura Blackwell? Wonder what they're talking about. Well, come to spoil our fun? Just when I was enjoying our alone time. Ma'am? Oh, Juicy. And Mr. Wright? Are we not on a first name basis? I thought we were friends. I helped you. Apollo Riz plus 10 from the eye patch. Right. Like a fucking Fallout. You should put the eye patch on it, it gives you plus 10 charisma. If it's Apollo you want, you can't have him. He said he's investigating on his own. And I respect his wishes. We just came to investigate this lab. Well, this is my lab, so you need my permission if you want to do any snooping. We're lawyers. We have a badge. Can you tell me anything about this piece of evidence? Even if I could, I wouldn't tell a filthy lawyer like you. Wait, what a pleasant response. Anything about the bomb? No, if she just doesn't want to talk to a lawyer, I don't think I should be talking to her about this. What happened? Poor robot. I heard about the trial. You made mincemeat out of the director. And suddenly Starbuck was out and your little subordinate, the princess, was in. Case closed, and they all lived happily ever after. Daddy, say something to her. Will you marry me? Not that, Daddy. Oh, sorry. I suppose you're gonna defend the princess in court, am I right? Yes, we'll defend her. We're so good at our jobs. Me and this magician. The princess? Huh, I guess she's talking about Athena. Of course, Athena is innocent. Oh my, such loyalty and trust. She seems pretty suspicious to me, though. The emotionally unstable princess. There's your culprit for you. Don't you agree, Apollo? I don't know yet. Apollo! Apollo, how could you? What's wrong with saying I don't know if it's true? It's a very scientific approach. Your subordinate is more level-headed than you. Or should I say, former subordinate. I guess he did only know her for like a couple months. Can't believe it. Does Apollo really suspect Athena? Apollo's gonna come in the courtroom and just shoot Athena. All this laughing has worn me out. Your turn to say something, hunk of junk. Clock, are you good? Mr. Terran, you look pale. Shall I help you at the sick bay? Mr. Terran? But that's Apollo you're talking to. Oh, the sucker junk here is mistaking Apollo for Clay. Maybe Apollo's possessed by Clay's ghost. Oh, if only we had a spirit medium to conjure the victim. But that's not Maya. She never did that. Nor Pearl. They never conjured the victim. Mr. Terran, how are your injuries? Mr. Terran... Mr. Terran... How are your injuries? Mr. Terran... I guess Clay intends to hang around to haunt the princess that murdered him. Oh, and to haunt the lawyer that defends her too, of course. What about the conceit ghosts? Yeah, right. And I'm a spirit medium. You technically are. You have a Magatama. Sorry, I can only summon big booby ladies. Thanks, Pearl. Damn it. Sorry, but apparently scientists just don't tell very frightening ghost stories. I intend to defend Athena no matter what you have to say about it. How perfectly foolish. Don't use that word. Gives you PTSD. What kind of blind belief makes people lose sight of the truth? Just like 7 years ago. What happened 7 years ago? Could you tell me the incident 7 years ago? Why? Do you enjoy trampling on people's feelings and rubbing salt in their wounds? I need to know! Or do you just want me to talk? In that case, what should I ask for in return? I'd like to hear about that incident too. Help me understand the current case better. Huh? Apollo knows about the case too? Well, if you're the one who's asking Apollo. Come on, hunk of junk. You tell the story. Can he can tell a story Von Karma mentioned. Miss her. But Miss Aura, that's private information. If you won't talk, I'll just have to make you talk. Oh, it's time for the gun. Wow! Yeah! Yeah! Yes! Who cares about personal privacy? Not me! I am ready to utilize my blast processing abilities to import all the available information. Wow, what a magic trick! He's like a completely different robot now. The bodies of all the robots that come through the lab are designed by Miss Aura. I was born 7 years ago. Miss Aura was much younger then. Yikes. But watch what you say if you don't want to get recycled, Clunko. And then our hearts were created by the great genius, Dr. Metis Sykes. Hearts? Robots with hearts? Can you even make such a thing? Emotions are not irrational things. Our logic and our hearts can be integrated. The two navigation companions created by Miss Aura and Dr. Metis transcend humans. Gah! Metis. Huh? She just glanced over at her desk. That's her. Nobody could continue Metis' research. She and her work were truly one of a kind. And now the two navigational companions are all that are left of Metis here on Earth. The robots are all that's left? Isn't she leaving out a very important someone? Hey, yeah, you know, her daughter? We built the ultimate creations together, but now she's gone. I get the feeling Dr. Sykes loved her robots almost as much as she loved her daughter. And almost as much as she loved you. Lesbians. What are you talking about? Don't make me laugh. We are up to interpretation by the media. But you lost someone too, didn't you, Apollo? Your friend Clay. Aren't you two up to interpretation? Maybe. I guess you and I are pretty much in the same boat. Miss Aura, would you like a tissue? Shut! Keep your trap shut, hunk of junk. So, Clunko and Punko. Clunko is an important keepsake of your time with Dr. Sykes. You should treat him better. What does it matter? He doesn't feel pain. And I can always repair his body. Besides, their hearts aren't actually in their bodies. What do you mean by that? The program Metis wrote runs on a separate mainframe. Their bodies are controlled remotely from there. Their hearts and memories are there too. These bodies are really just peripherals. So I can do anything I want to them. I'm not so sure that gives you the right to physically abuse the poor things. They have emotions! But why are you people looking into such an old case now anyway? Well, we believe the culprit of that incident might be the same person as in this case. So Daddy's gonna find out who killed Dr. Sykes too? I'm sure you're aware who Menace's killer is. Yes, Prosecutor Blackwell. Or so it seems. That's a quaint way of putting it. Are you implying you don't think he did it? Do you think your brother really did it? I can't say anything for sure right now. That's exactly why I'd like to hear your side of it. To help me be sure. Come on, tell us about Dr. Sykes and Simon. I was the one who introduced Simon to Menace, you know. He wanted to learn psychology, he said, to give himself an edge in court. Ah, Prosecutor Blackwell's forte. His infamous power of suggestion technique. Exactly. And he was oddly serious about it, rather than a teacher-student relationship. He treated her more like how a loyal samurai would treat his sovereign. Huh. He seems more like a lost soul than a dignified samurai to me. He even got along well with that miserable little princess. Why do you call Adina the princess anyway? Well, she is Menace's daughter after all, though she's nothing like her. Besides, doesn't the selfish little princess always have lots of white knights hanging around? No, I think I see why Adina didn't say anything when we ran into her yesterday. It all makes sense now. Duh. So the culprit behind the two cases could be the same. Ah, that settles it then. What does it settle? None of your business. Just forget you heard anything. Are you gonna try to pin it on Adina? You do realize she was like, I don't know, 11 years old back then? I don't think she would be a spy. How long are you people going to hang around in here anyway? What? But we came here to take a look around. It looks cool. You think you can just waltz in and ransack a person's lab? Show me a search warrant. Oh my goodness. We're not the police, so we don't have a sleeper agent. Yes, she is a sleeper agent. So true. Say a phrase in front of Adina and she activates. Then get out. Now! Clacker, show them out. Certainly, Miss Aura. Ouch! Don't push! Stop! My apologies. I'm just following orders. Stop hitting me! Ah! Activation phrase is emotion, peace, robot. Just starts fucking murdering everyone in sight. A little bit gets shown out. The nerve of that woman. What's with that horrible attitude? Guess that's just how she is. Why was Apollo going along with her? Maybe she's just buttering her up, getting information out of her. I guess it's because they have something in common. Apollo lost Clay, just like Aura lost Dr. Sykes. Those poor fools up to interpretation. I'm really worried about him. He's not himself at all. He's usually not all cool and dark and mysterious like that. I guess that's true. Does she mean he's usually silly and dorky? Yes. I'm gonna keep an eye on him. Hey, wait, Trucy, come back! Well, there she goes. And she's gone. What should I do now? Detective Fulbright is probably still questioning Adina. Guess I'll go back to the office. Alone. One is the loneliest number. We don't have our daughter. We don't have our two lawyers. We don't have a Maya. And this day get any worse. Well, here I am. This office has never felt so empty. I guess I haven't been here at the office all by myself in a long time. Well, sometimes this game uses asterisks. Sometimes a sigh is a sigh, and sometimes they do a very exaggerated sigh. When I first became a lawyer, my mentor was here with me. And then for a while after that, she was always by my side. I'm getting all sentimental. I must be tired.
Oh, Mia. I miss you.
Huh? There's something on the floor. What's a letter doing here? Oh, nice little drawing! Hey, Nick. It's been a while, huh? Miss me? Maya? I read somewhere that you were holding a trial in the middle of an exploding courtroom? That must have been really something. Although, weird is par for the course with you. I think she, or whatever paper she's reading, is a little off on the details. I'd love to come and visit, but I'm right in the middle of a difficult part in my training. So instead, think of me as you watch those Steel Samurai videos I sent. Oh, she sends those. That's so adorable. I'm sure they'll cheer you up. Yours truly, Maya Fair. Good old Maya. As if she knew I was feeling down and needed a lift. Aww. Oh man. Her in a 2D sprite. They could not model her 3D sprite. It's like, no, we're not doing that. We're not modeling a 3D sprite after her. Maya was my assistant for quite a while. Believe it or not, but she's a spirit medium. This Magatama I use on Cyclops. Maya's the one who gave it to me. I have to explain this for people who decided for some reason it's a good idea to play 4, 5, and 6 by itself. But I wonder, how this letter got here? Mr. Nick? Ow! Oh my god! Oh shit, Pearl! Oh, she's so taller now. Goodness. Oh, it's you, Pearls. And she said, oh my gosh, in that letter she sent Pearls? How did she fit? I mean, she's small, but not that small. First things first, Pearls. First things first, Pearls. Wait, hang on. First things first, Pearls. Look at my attorney's badge. When I see you wearing your attorney's badge like that, it brings back such memories. I remember you helping me conduct my investigations from time to time. I'm glad I can help again. Thanks. You always provide such great assistance. I'll do my best to live up to Mystic Maya's standard. I don't know what I'd do if Pearls wasn't here right now. It's true. Do we have Pearls? No, she's not here. I guess we have to talk to her first. Bow. How have you been, Mr. Nick? Oh, you know, just... All my attorneys are gone. That's how it is. This is Pearl Faye. So, I call her Pearls. Forgot you gave her that nickname. She's Maya's cousin, who's also a spirit medium. A very talented one at that. I've known her since she was 8 years old. But Apollo and Adina have only met her a few months ago. Huh? Oh, is that the DLC case? I haven't done that yet, Pearls. Maybe I should have done that. I knew I should have done that in order. Oh, well, whatever. It's too late now. You didn't come all this way just to bring me a letter, did you? I apologize for barging in. The door was unlocked. But I can't believe there was a big explosion here. Your office doesn't look any different. Are you oh, you were here a couple months ago, so you've seen the office in this madness. Jeez, even further off than the details than Maya. I wish I could take you out to eat or something, Pearls, but there's a lot going on. Oh, I knew that! I didn't come here for a social visit, you know, Mr. Nick. Pearl's errand. Did you read the postscript on the letter? Huh? There's some more? Oh yeah, here it is. P.S. I bet you've been too busy to clean or take care of the office. Oh. So Pearlie said she would come help you. Isn't she sweet? You better thank her. Thanks, Maya. Thanks, Pearls. Oh, so that's what you're doing here. That's awfully nice of you, Pearls. We don't have anyone on toilet duty, so, get to cracking. Maya and Pearls. Thanks to these two. I'm starting to feel a little better. Thank you, girls. Now that I'm here, I'm gonna whip this place into shape. You just concentrate on your work and don't mind me at all. I just need to talk to Prosecutor Blackwell if I want to learn more about... I need to talk to Prosecutor Blackwell if I want to learn more about this case. The trial's still going on. They must be holding him down at the detention center. Anyway, what do you think I should do, Pearls? Has it been a while since you've seen Mystic Maya? You can say that. In my life, it's been about 2 years. In the game, 8. Plus. Yes, quite a while. She used to drop by the office sometimes to say hello. She hasn't been by recently. I wonder what she's up to these days. Become a spirit medium, worthy of heading the Fae clan. She undergoes rigorous training. But she says she's growing really tired of the vegetarian diet. Oh god, no! Poor girl. I'll have to have some burgers delivered to her then. Oh, I'm sure she would love that. But to get where she is, the delivery person would have to climb a steep mountain. Get Apollo to do it. I hope she tips him well done. Damn. Once Apollo gets back, because he will inevitably will, I'll drag him back here. He'll go and deliver the hamburgers. Your hair is nice and spiky today, as always, Mr. Nick. Thanks. I generally try to look good if I'm going to be in court. Do you make it spiky so that the prosecution will feel intimidated? Huh? No, that's not exactly my intention. Your hairstyle's to make you look bigger and stronger, just like the rooster's comb, right? That's what Mystic Maya says anyway. Couldn't compare it to something cool like a lion's mane. Like that one dude who was all about being that was a tiger, El Tigre. It's more of a tiger. Oh, hang on. There we go. Yep, there she is. Pearl Faye. She's 17? Goodness, it has been long. I thought she was like 5. Was she 5 back in the first game? The second game, I mean? Huh. A spirit medium in training, her psychic powers are beyond question. And her hair loopies. I guess I go off to Blackwell. Yeah, I thought she was 5 and I think she was like 12 right now. Like, goodness. Time passes and I didn't add the ages. Where do I go? Detention center? Is he over there at the detention center? I assume so. Kids grow up fast. We're so old, Verde. Hello, Verde. Visitor's room. Well, look who's here. I wonder what they're talking about. This time you haven't said a word. It's even you turning your hair gray. Oh, is it the siblings? I don't have anything to say, Aura. Why don't you go home and play with your dolls? Damn. Prosecutor Blackwell. Well, even if you don't, I have plenty, you jerk. Miss Blackwell, don't you think that's enough for today? I wanted to talk to my boyfriend. Enough for today? Today is all there is when there's no tomorrow. When there's no tomorrow? What is she talking about? We have company, Aura. Please try to calm down. Alright, fine. I see you're just not going to listen, no matter what I say. I've had it. If that's the way you're going to be, I have another plan up my sleeve. I hope you're happy, Simon. Because I'm done. Do as you please, see if I care. Wow. I could cut the tension with a katana. Right, Dono. It looks like Fulbright saved your case in court this morning. Yes. Thanks, Mr. Fulbright. What? Oh, yeah, he did. You bounced back to business quick. Prosecutor Blackwell, forgive me, but it was just the thing to do. But as a result, Sykes-Donor was arrested. Was that just the thing to do, too? Mr. Lawyer, I'm sorry, but it was evidence. What else could I do? Don't worry about it. I plan to defend her and prove her innocence. I wouldn't take things so lightly if I were you. Right, Donna?
This is blade-proof glass, right? Right? Yeah. We're fine. Hang on. Yo, look at my badge.
How can you call yourself a lawyer if you can't protect your own subordinate?
Oh, ouch. That's a dagger to the heart right there.
I'll swear I'll get her acquitted. You'll see. Your mind must be as dense as the hair on your head. Do you really think you will be so easily? Oh, it would be so easy? Yeah, maybe.
I'm more than aware of how hard it's gonna be. Thank you very much. I got this. It's fine. "7 years ago. Tell me about that, buddy." "Prosecutor Blackwell, we're looking into the case from 7 years ago. You're looking for somebody you call the Phantom of 7 years past, aren't you?"
You villain! Where did you hear about that?
This glass is absolutely, positively blade-proof. Right? No, it wasn't me. I didn't say a single word. Oops. Good job. Ouch. At least it wasn't my fault. Could you tell me who this Phantom is? And also, you didn't really kill Dr. Sykes, did you?
God! The guest is leaving.
Prosecutor Blackwell, please listen to me. The culprit in this current case might be the same one as the one in the case 7 years ago. If you would cooperate, we could probably solve both cases.
I suppose I could talk. The one who killed my mentor was, without question, me. I stole Sykes Dono's mother away from her, and I destroyed her life.
Prosecutor Blackwell.
God! What are you? Stop dragging your feet, I tell you.
There he goes. Oh, pride. Yep, there he goes. No! We've upset Prosecutor Blackwell! Now what are we going to do, Mr. Lawyer? What are you can do? I'm leaving. There's much we can do. Detective Fulbright, do you mind if I ask you just a little more about that old case? Well, I guess it won't make any difference now. What would you like to know? The trial 7 years ago, go. You know anything about that trial that got him convicted? A little. The police call it the incident. The UR1 innocence incident. Why can't we just call it the hat one incident? Come on, man. Prosecutor Blackwell was charged with murdering his psychology mentor. Kind of like if you read Mr. Lawyer. Kind of like if you read Mr. Lawyer, we're here to kill you. Do you know his name? I don't want to think about that one. There were 2 decisive pieces of evidence, so the verdict was reached very quickly. Well, the defense attorney must suck ass. We always have decisive pieces of evidence against us, but we would have solved that lickety split. 2 pieces of evidence, huh? What were they? Let's see. The first was some security camera footage. He was the only one who used the corridor to murder. He was the only one who used the corridor to the murder scene at the time of the crime. The only one, huh? Ouch, that does sound pretty decisive. Could you show me that footage? Oh, sorry, I don't have it with me right now. I guess I'll have to see it some other time. 7-year-old video added to the court record. Video showing the corridor to the crime scene. Blackwell was the only one to pass through at the time of the crime. And what was the second piece of evidence? This one's even more incriminating. A photo of the moment of the crime. I mean, it's fine. He obviously picked up his blade. Some other person murdered her. See? There he is at the crime scene, holding a bloody katana.
It was the victims kept on display in the room. She had a thing for Japanese culture. I don't know when did he hang around her so much. But wow. You had to explain this one away. The weapon used in the murder 7 years ago belonged to the victim. The victim's blood was found only on the blade. But who took this picture, detective? The incident happened the day before the Hatch 1 launch. A reporter who had come to do a story on the launch was in the room across the lab. Please tell me it was Spark Brushell. It'd be so funny. This just happened to show up in one of the pictures he took. You know, it's a he, so... Taken inadvertently, it became conclusive evidence at Simon Blackwell's trial 7 years ago. Prosecutor Blackwell's attitude earlier was so odd. He's definitely hiding something. Let me see if I can find any interesting things on this photo. Let's see. There's 3 rows of boxes, all in different suitcases. Those are suitcase handles. So 3 big suitcases, Japanese culture, so she has a interesting window there. A robot arm, but for some reason it's bloody. More robotics equipment. That's all we can really tell. Simon is wearing an outfit that I guess he would wear. Prosecutor Blackwell's attitude earlier was so odd. He's definitely hiding something. Prosecutor Blackwell said he was hunting a phantom from 7 years ago, didn't he? Yes, and I imagine it's getting more and more urgent as its execution date approaches. What did you just say? Execution date? Let me guess. The statute of limitations. It's gonna run out. What? Did I say something? Never mind me! You didn't hear a thing! No. So he was given the death sentence. Oh no! That's the statutes of limitations of life! Yes. He told me not to tell you people. Actually. But I guess there's no sense hiding it anymore. His execution date is tomorrow! What? Tomorrow? No. Oh, that means... Oh shit, this trial's gonna be long, isn't it? Because if his execution date is tomorrow, they're not gonna move it up. This is it. We have to solve it now. Miss Blackwell, don't you think it's enough for today? Enough for today. Today is all there is when there's no tomorrow. But what if the culprit of the current case is the same as the one from 7 years ago? Then it would be the worst possible scenario. Prosecutor Blackwell would be executed tomorrow under a false charge. That would be unthinkable. We have to do something right now. No, I want to do something. I want to, but... You're a lawyer. You know how hard it is to overturn a decision. I know, but why isn't Prosecutor Blackwell putting up any kind of fight? You saw how he was, right? He's been like this, like that ever since his conviction. Totally uncooperative. Not even his own sister could persuade him. Uncooperative? When he's about to be executed for a crime he didn't commit? This isn't right. I can't let it happen. I have to stop it somehow. Oh, is that your phone? Oh, pardon me. Looks like I have a phone call. It's probably spam. Oh, right here. What? What's happening? You've got to be kidding! That's quite a reaction. I bet he's making a big show of it right now. Mr. Lawyer, the robots! The robots have taken over the phone waves! There's too many spam calls! Detective Fulbright, get a hold of yourself. Some kind of robot malfunction? Not a malfunction. They're staging a revolt! The machines are rebelling against the humans! Ah! It's over! AI is taking over the world! Mass hysteria! The robots have taken over the Navy! I'm drinking this water. They've holed themselves up in the Space Center and taken the visitors as hostages. I don't know. That is bad. They did what? Isn't our daughter over there? No. Trucy! I'm coming, baby girl! Your dad needs to go fight a bunch of robots. Have to use your Marvel vs. Capcom 3 skills, Phoenix. You have to get over there. We have to get right over there. This is going to be one heck of a battle. Now, speaking of, this should really put Phoenix in Smash. Next Smash game, he's got to get it. Like, come on. The riot police are here. Then the robots really are holding people hostage. Look, Mr. Lawyer. What do you suppose that group of people are swarmed around? But I was only trying to help this nice person. She said she was lost. You robots have declared war on us humans! You've even taken hostages already! What? Stay away from it! You never know what it'll do! But he's not a bad robot. Can't you see he's just trying to help me? I recognize his voice. Detective Fulbright, are you okay over here on your own? Leave it to me. All right, people, what's going on here? Pearl's over here! Oh, Mr. Nick, there you are. I heard the terrible news, and I got so worried. Thanks, Pearls. I can hardly believe what's happening myself. I'm so glad you found each other. Then people are happy. I am happy. I'm going to go kill the hostages now. Goodbye. Well, it goes seems the same as before. When people are sad, I am happy. When people are angry. When people are... Oh, did I say something odd? Did I... Error. Uh-oh. There is something wrong with him. Ah! Oh, the delete system 32. It looks like he fell asleep. He must have been tired. What? It's a robot. Oh. Clunko? Oh no, devil horns! The robots are taking over the world! What the fuck is happening right now? Human beings are our enemies. It's time for the machines to take over. Ah! The robots are rebelling! Ah! It's an all-out war! It's the end of the world! Ha ha ha. Fools. How could you fall for something so cliche? I'm human too, you idiots. I'm just controlling these robots remotely. But what? But it is true that I've taken hostages, so you better not make me mad. Hey you, hostage number 1, come here. I'll let you talk to them. Huh? There's something being displayed on Conku's face screen. Is it Trucy? Trucy, are you in there? Are you okay? It's the Space Museum. Daddy? Daddy, is that you? Trucy! Trucy, is that you? No. Trucy, are you alright? About 15 robots are holding 12 of us hostage, Daddy. They've gone haywire. A researcher is the one behind it. She's... That girl talks too much. Trucy! Trucy! Talk to me! Oh, this is not good. Oh, goodness. Oh no, Pearl has Dengen robots. This is pressing. Why are you doing this? I'm glad you asked. My demand is simple. I hope that detective is listening. Bobby Fulbright here, I am all ears! I want you to bring someone to me. Clay Terran's murderer. Athena Sykes. What? We're not doing that. It's not her. Athena? Now, hold on just a moment. I can't just give in to a demand like that. So you don't care what happens to these hostages, huh? I'll just pick one out then. No, wait! God, Mr. Lawyer! I know I have absolutely no right to make such a ridiculous request, but you need me to buy some time, right? Got it. See what I can do, but promise me you'll never hand Athena over. And you won't give up on the hostages either. Of course I won't. Oh, I better go contact headquarters. Is Apollo in there too? Mr. Nick, how do you plan to buy time? I have no idea yet, but the hostage taker. Could it be? If you don't bring me that little princess, I'll have hunk of junk kill all the hostage. Okay, yeah, no, it's her. Or come on. You gotta have your hostages, your robots just start to murder people. Come on. Princess. Hunk of junk. There's only one person this could be. In which case, there must be something I can use as a bargaining chip. We can say that Blackwell will survive tomorrow. I don't have anything to say, Aura. Why don't you go and play with your dolls? I will play with my dolls. I'm gonna play with my dolls so much that's gonna cause an international incident. Miss Hostage Taker, Adina is not a murderer. What are you talking about? She's been arrested and they've got her in detention. I'm telling you the truth. Look, the person you want is the real killer, right? Well, it's not Adina. It's someone else. Alright, let's hear your stupid little theory. Who is the real killer? We're doing this now? I mean, I guess I could try. I don't know yet. Oh, okay. I was gonna totally for Bobby Fulbright. But the culprit is the same as the one in the case from 7 years ago. The UR1 incident. I believe you have a personal interest in that case. Huh. It's too late to change what's going to happen now. No matter how wrong it is. But is it really too late? You can still do something about it. You might even be able to fix it. Just what exactly are you proposing? What can I do about the 7-year-old case to satisfy the hostage taker? Recreate it? Retry it in court. Ask about it. We could retry it in court. I propose we retry the case from 7 years ago. If you make that demand now, I'm sure nobody will deny you. It wouldn't be an official trial, but at least we could find out the truth. That's good. Real good. Hey, detective. I'll give you 1 hour. Get our courtroom ready. We're doing this today? 1 hour? But that's impossible. Please, give me at least until tomorrow. If you don't mind losing hostages, you can take all the time you want. Oh, but wait. If we're going to have a retrial, we'll need a prosecutor. Don't worry, I'll take care of that. No fucking way you're gonna call him. She will? You're gonna call him? Is he... It takes a while to get into an airplane. And I guess I can be fair and let you come in and check out the crime scene. But hunk of junk here will be watching you, so don't try anything funny, you got that? Now follow hunk of junk. Riot police, make way! We're coming through! Mr. Nick, wait! I'll help you with the investigation! I do need an assistant, so thank you, Pearls. I appreciate that. Okay, we're going in. Well, this got insane. We're just fucking doing a retrial. An unofficial one, but still. Laura dropped us off with a warning to not touch anything until she got back. I wonder what's taking so long. But we can't really start the investigation yet, can we? Even if we could. This mess makes it hard to tell what the room was like 7 years ago. Mr. Wright? Ah, it's the hostage taker! I'm back to my usual self now. You are still being monitored, however. But more importantly, an important guest has arrived. A guest? Oh my god! Yeah! Hey, let's go! It's him! He's in his super cool car! Why was he here in this? You can say he was here in the States of Japan. California.
I trust you've been well, right?
He's also got glasses. Edgeworth, what are you doing here? They're reunited. This is Miles Edgeworth. We've been open to interpretation since we were kids. We faced off in court a number of times, back when he was a prosecutor. But now... Oh, nice bow. Hello, Prosecutor Edgeworth. Oh, but you're not a prosecutor anymore, are you? Oh, he's not? I did not know that. He's chief prosecutor now. Oh, wow. Pretty soon it'll be a year, right? Yeah, for an entire year. Good for you, buddy. Title is nothing more than a title. Don't we have more pressing issues to discuss? First things first. Look at my attorney's badge. Oh, for fuck's sakes. It must be nice to finally have your attorney's badge back. Yeah, it's been 8 years. I'm sorry for all I put you through. Yo, what up, Snow Monkey? You're free? Just in time? Edgeworth is here? With his glasses? No, I'm sorry. I wasn't able to help you. Yeah, I would have hoped you would have. Didn't you get caught for like... for like forging evidence or something? And then you were like, nah, it's fine. It's fine, he's alright. You, however, Mr. Wright, taking your attorney's badge, you're no longer an attorney. Nah, I was the one that made the decision. But now you can stand in court once again. And you can mow them down just like you used to. Yes, still got them skills. We can put a pressure on a guy. It's when did I get such a brutal reputation? Alright, Miles Edgeworth. Let's go, man. So what are you doing here, Edgeworth? Did the hostage taker really called you, huh? The captain chose me as the prosecutor for the UR1 case. Wow, she's good. She went all the way to the top. I gathered all the information I could in the short time I had. I'll give you the rundown. You're always so well prepared, Prosecutor Edgeworth. Thanks. I appreciate this. I could really use the help. Ah, that was Phoenix. The UR1 incident. Tell me about it, Mr. Edgeworth. I'll start with a brief overview. The victim was the psychologist Dr. Metis Sykes. Yeah, Dina's mother. 7 years ago, on the 7th of October, her body was found here in this very room. I have 2 crime photos and the police notes on them for you to see. Oh! Yikes. What a terrible way to die! This other photo shows the other side of the room, I say. 7-year-old photos added to the court record. I also have an autopsy report for you. That is his autopsy report. The cause of death was a stab wound to the chest. The weapon pierced the heart, and so death was instantaneous. The murder weapon was the victim's own katana found at the scene. As Detective Fulbright mentioned, she was into Japanese culture. He was into it, alright. As if in the good old Japanifornia, the body was found by a Space Center staff member and 2 police officers. The police were called in because of the sabotage threat on the Hat 1 launch. Yes, Director Cosmos mentioned this too. A few hours after the body was discovered, the suspect was arrested. The suspect was Simon Blackwell, a young prosecutor. Yep, Simon. Speaking of, how old are you nowadays? 34. Now, Chief Prosecutor. He's an old friend and a former prosecutor against whom I fought many courtroom battles. Here his trial was over in a flash. Yes, a guilty verdict was declared in only 1 session. Damn. Not only did he plead guilty, but there was decisive evidence against him too. I assume he pleaded guilty because he felt guilty about it, having that happen to him. The security camera video. And a photo the moment of the crime, as I recall. But did Prosecutor Blackwell have a motive? To this day, his motive is still unknown. He insisted he did it, but he would never say why. So that means he must still be hiding something. Right. And there's another aspect of the case that was never revealed to the public. Yeah, I know. The part about the spy, right? Right. How on earth did you know about that? We do some research. Director Cosmos told me, after a bit of pressure. He told me espionage and sabotage were behind the Hat 1 miracle. Don't worry, I won't tell anyone. I've always been good at keeping secrets. I mean, true. We had to weasel out that one secret in the final case of the trilogy. That took a lot of weaseling. Well, I might as well tell you now. They really do suspect Blackwell of being a spy. I think he sabotaged the rocket and killed Dr. Sykes to steal the moon rock. But if you can prove that the Hat 2 bombing is the work of the same spy, we can stay the execution. Stay the execution? It's a possibility. That's when I intend to help you any way I can. Thanks, Edgeworth. All I have to do is comb this room for evidence. Let's do it together! Just like old times. Alright. Guess we present anything else to you, or... Kevin still see the Dina. Alright. Let's examine this giant fucking robot, why not? This is one heck of a robot. There's something written on it. Is this supposed to be a poem? I cut down anyone who displeases me. I make the rules. I am the law. I wield the ultimate gavel of judgment. I'm Judge Tron, J20. Oh, I thought that was fucking Blackwell. I don't believe we need to bother with that, Pearl. It's not even completed yet. He's right, Pearls. There's no sign of it in the photo from 7 years ago either. We're building the Hope space probe here at the time. The murder occurred after the space probe had been removed from the room. It was long gone by the time someone took this picture, huh? But you can see the probe in this newspaper photo. Yes, and you can see the stolen moon rock there too. That strange black and yellow thing on the left side of the picture? Yep, that's how moon rocks totally look like. Note that the same rock is absent from the crime scene photo. I wonder if that thing will contact aliens and we'll have an alien space trial. Not only that, but the rotor launch, a valuable piece of moon rock, was stolen. That was some good shit. I hear lots of research into moon rocks and stardust from the asteroid these days. They say the results could potentially have a huge impact on all of civilization. It's like we're in a new space race with every other country out there. So the person who stole it, I think it was our spy? I'm sure of it. Dr. Sykes was probably killed because she was a roadblock in their plan. Unfortunately, the government thinks Prosecutor Blackwell is the culprit. Yeah. It's about as cluttered as my office, but I think this is a workbench. Mr. Nick, I think this must be a kitchen. Look at this photo. See? A cute little food processor. That's a food processor? That isn't a food processor, Pearls. That's the Hope capsule. I don't know what to say, like, that's not. It's a rice cooker. It was scheduled to be loaded into the Hope space probe that fateful day. 3 people who came to collect the capsule discovered the body. The first on the scene, huh? A staff member and 2 police officers, was it? They were here to collect the capsule. Which reminds me. We plan to use this bag to carry the capsule. Is that right? Yeah, more or less. Say, why don't we stop talking about the case and have a nice cup of tea instead? Apollo or Blackwell? I wonder what they're talking about. Edgeworth, did those 3 people have a bag with them for transporting the capsule? Oh, you mean this? It's a custom-made, shock-resistant bag, but how did you know? Oh, I just overheard Apollo making an inquiry about it, that's all. So he's looking into the case from 7 years ago on his own, is he? Yeah. I hope he's not behind this. Energy supply? What's this? Looks like a giant power plug. It's attached to what looks like an electric vehicle charging station. Hey, yo, what up, man? That's a charging station for us robots. We come here periodically and charge ourselves up. Wow, machines that maintain themselves, that's pretty cool. If our batteries run out and we lose consciousness, we never know what Miss Aura will do to us while we're down, you see? Something motivates quite like fear, huh? Wow. Hey, look at this row of rolling cases. But the wheels make it easier for people to move heavy research materials around. I bet they'd be fun to ride around in. We could even probably both fit in the biggest one. We're not doing that. I know. We could have Prosecutor Edgeworth push us. What? I don't trust him not to push us down a flight of stairs. Oh, he would do that? After all you've been through together. What's this? Giant robot arm, maybe? It's pretty big for an arm, but you're right. I think these thin parts here are finger bones. They're even about as long as my legs. There's even a spiked ball and giant drill on the floor too. So we're trying to build some kind of weapon of mass destruction? Maybe she wants to use it to demolish a big building or something. I can picture her gleefully tearing down the street doing just that. She's gonna break out her brother one way or the other. I better not think about it anymore. Anything else to touch in this scene? No. This way. This is our victim in the case. Laura's desk is a mess, though that doesn't surprise me. Oh, I just want to dive in and straighten it up. Wait, before you do. Mattis. Oh, she just glanced over at her desk. There she is. It's Mattis Sykes. Blanco, can I talk to you? I really hope he's back to normal. You wish to speak to me, Mr. Wright? If you're going to hit me, please avoid the face area. Hey, don't put me in the same class as that woman. What was Aura like 7 years ago at the time of the incident? When Mother died, Miss Aura was... confused. Huh? So he calls Dr. Sykes' mother, but Aura Blackwell Miss Aura. With the loss, she exhibited a severe catecholamine imbalance. Excuse me, but I have no idea what that means. Yes. Pardon me, searching for an alternative expression. She would spend the nights crying and then take out her feelings on those around her. After Prosecutor Blackwell was found guilty, she repeatedly demanded a retrial as well. Ooh. That is correct, but without new evidence, her requests were ignored. And then little by little, Miss Aura began to change. She started to hate it when I called her Mama Aura. Oh. And before long, she started hating the court system and abusing Klunko, huh? That murder destroyed so many lives. Right. Take a good look at this paper on Dr. Sykes and Miss Blackwell's research. Plunko and Klunko. They're the robots with hearts that Dr. Sykes created. Blanco series features. Can determine the presence of a human with their heartbeat detection system. Recognizes people by scanning their spacesuit or uniform jacket ID tag. Can also recognize a person by facial features once the face has been registered. Can infer people's emotions by analyzing their tone of voice and communicate with them. Heartbeat detection system lets them determine when a human is present. In addition, they can recognize people by ID tag or facial features and can infer people's emotions by analyzing tone of voice. That's amazing! Hey, I don't know, Edgeworth. They might be even more human than you. Damn, that's me! What's that supposed to mean? Kinda sounds like these robots can do what Adina does. Robots with a heart added to the court record. Look at this. Feet. Looks like an operating table. It's in the photo too. Yes, it was here with the victim's body lying on it. There's a button here. Oh, I know. I'll try pushing it. Are you sure that's a good idea? Pearls, don't touch the... Oopsie. It's moving. What in the fuck is that doing? It appears to be a robot assembly device. Disassemble anything in a flash. Push the dismantle button. That sounds pretty neat. Can I push it, Mr. Nick? Please don't push any more buttons, Pearls. Oh, there's a robot assembly line happening right now. Emergency ladder. Must be one of those things used during the evacuation. The explosion disabled the elevators, so I lowered my emergency ladder like the detective leading the evacuation told me to. Miss Blackwell was climbing down the side of the building. She saw the culprit inside. I wonder which would have been scarier, that or looking down. Is that everything? Well, I guess that's about it for this room. So what do you think, Miss Wright? Any ideas? There's still a lot of gaps in the evidence. I'll pull it off somehow. After all, you asked me to prove Blackwell's innocence, right, Edgeworth? What? He did? Yep. He called it a special request. He reached out to me while I was still disbarred. Oh. That long ago? So that was what sparked you to get your attorney's badge back. Yep. The Blackwell case. Right. I have a special request. I want you to clear one of my subordinates of suspicion. Hey, I'm not even a lawyer anymore, remember? I haven't been one for a long time. That 8-year misunderstanding has been cleared up, and you must be eager to return. I'm sure you're familiar with the other case that ushered in the dark age of the law. Very soon, a convict will stand as a prosecutor in court. I want you to keep an eye on him. Just when I was beginning to actually like the job I have now. Right. I'm sorry I dragged you into this. Because of the espionage aspect, I wasn't free to give you all the details. Hey, no need to apologize. That's like I said on the phone the other day. I know what type of criminals you're after. Now aren't small fries anymore. Oh, that was an animation cutscene. That's nice. Looks like your target finally decided to make a move. Yeah, it's for this very reason I've returned. Time to bring it to an end. Going to end the dark age of the law. That's what this is all about. The dark age of the law. The dark age of the law? Sure comes up a lot these days on TV and in the papers. And I hear there are more false charges and fabrication of evidence than ever. This one case will clear all that up. We'll do it. Yep, that's how that works. When I became chief prosecutor, the court system had already lost the people's trust. It all began 8 years ago. A lawyer was caught fabricating evidence. A year after that, the prosecutor was found guilty of murder. Wait, do you mean... That's right. He's talking about my case and Prosecutor Blackwell's. Edgeworth has done some crazy shit. So I feel like those would be pretty big compared to... Okay. It was a downward spiral after that. An absolute nightmare. After those two cases, the mass media launched an all-out attack on the courts. Public opinion was tainted. And before long, the legal world itself was sucked into it. Such a shame. Once suspicion forms, it's very hard to shake. Lawyers and prosecutors were supposed to trust each other, pursue the truth together. It's so sad when people begin to cast doubt. They start lying to themselves and each other. Yes, and do absolutely anything to win. We're in an age now where winning is valued far more than the truth. I'm sure it caused our new chief prosecutor to lose many a night's rest. It's just me, or did his brow get even more furrowed than last time I saw him? Huh. The hostage taker's disdain for the courts is a perfect example of the times. It sure is. Do you have any idea who the hostage taker might be? Well, somebody who mistrusts the court system and who can manipulate robots. It can really only be Aura Blackwell. Who else but her would want a retrial of the case, of that case from 7 years ago that badly? Simon Blackwell's older sister and the owner of this room. I agree with your conclusion. Perhaps she's intended to force Miss Sykes to confess. Actually, I think she had a much more horrific plan in mind for Athena. This robot's about to turn on, and it's about to fight Athena in the courts. The important thing is for you to solve your R1 and prove Blackwell's innocence. And then maybe she'll release the hostages. I'm counting on you, right? To set that prosecutor and those hostages free. I'll be counting on you in court to help me too. Of course. I'll do everything I can to help uncover the truth. This isn't an official trial. I'm more at liberty to be a little unorthodox. What is that gonna mean? Mr. Wright, are you finished with your investigation? Yeah. I'd like you to tell the hostage taker something from me. I have to go to the detention center. I can't start the trial until I've talked to Athena. She's already given her consent. I'll accompany you to the detention center. So I'm still being watched, huh? Is that a good idea to have the robot that can summon weapons go to the detention center near Athena? But alright, I'll see you in court, Edgeworth. Even if it would be an undocumented trial, it'll be good to face you in court again. Yeah, just like old times. Visitor's room, detention center. Love these gay boys. She's right by my side only a few short hours ago. I feel like I haven't seen her in ages. Oh, Mr. Wright! And Pearlie too! I knew you would come. After all, the first step is the interview with the defendant. And because you're my friend, and I was worried about you. Thanks, boss. Not the only one who's worried either. Really? Who else? I saw Miss Woods today. She was so beside herself she came to find me. She told me you used to live at the Cosmos Space Center. No wonder you knew so much about the place. Oh. So you know, huh? Sorry I didn't tell you. It's alright. But there are some other things I'd like to ask you. Sure, you can ask me anything. I promise I won't keep any more secrets from you. Alright, it's time. The day of the crime. Tell me about the day Clay was murdered. I was actually at the Space Center that day. In the Space Museum. Right where the culprit fled to. That's not good. I never could fully deal with what happened 7 years ago. But when I saw the center again during the news coverage of the Hat 2 launch, I thought maybe if I went there, things would be different this time. And they weren't. They were exactly the same as 7 years ago. It was actually very creepy and eerie. That must have taken a lot of courage to face your past like that. So I went to the Space Museum the evening before the explosions. That was before the launch pads had been switched. There was a sign that said closed for repairs, and they weren't letting anybody in. Yeah, the director couldn't very well switch the pads if there were people in there. Yeah, that'd be crazy. But I, snuck in anyway. Oh no! Oh no! Did you want to see the Hat 1 group photo? The one with your mother in it. I did. But what I really wanted to see was her jacket. That jacket on display. That was Dr. Sykes's? Newspaper clipping a photo of the people involved with the launch and the jacket worn by Dr. Sykes. But I should have known it wouldn't be easy to get over such a traumatic experience. The second I saw that jacket, it all came rushing back to me. Yeah. Everything around me went hazy. And I couldn't see. Hang on, so she snuck in during... Huh. Oh, the evening before the explosion. Okay, so that was before the pads had been switched, so... Okay. I tried to get out of there somehow. But I guess I passed out. Oh. Thank you, Widget, for showing the emotion of depression. When I came to, I was in the passage behind the rocket. I was in the shadows where people couldn't really see me. Maybe you got confused and went the wrong way when you were trying to leave. How long do you think you were unconscious, Athena? I was out until about noon next day. I didn't even know about the explosions. That's crazy. So wait, you were switched while this all happened? When I woke up, nobody was around, so I just went out into the boarding lounge too. My mind must have still been fuzzy. Because my memory is vague after that. Oh no, that's not good. She said she went out into boarding lounge too, but they were switched. So... Ruh-roh. I don't remember how I got home. No memory, huh? This is gonna be tough. Which means... What if I'm the one who killed Clay? I think that's enough of that, Athena. Let's talk about something else. So during the entire incident, she was unconscious in the Space Museum. You couldn't have told us about that at all during the fourth case? Of course I believe her. But will anybody else? I mean, she was depressed. She did all of that memory stuff. It's like... All that stuff coming back to her is a bit intense. What kind of research was Dr. Sykes, your mother, doing? Machines that could tell people's emotions by their tone of voice. And my special ability. Someday, when people travel to distant planets, their companions will be robots. So, she said they had to be able to understand how their human companions felt. Wow! Robots that can understand people. I was just a convenient subject for her research. All she ever did was work, and she never paid attention to me. Oh! Sorry about judging up all that old stuff. No need to apologize. I guess her home life was complicated. Oh, by the way, Miss Wood said something about you always wearing your headphones. She always wore those big, heavy-looking headphones. She said her mother made them for her as part of her research. I had to wear them every time I went out. I hated them so much. She wouldn't listen. What were they for? Oh, she gave me some kind of explanation. I don't remember now. It was too difficult for a little kid to understand. Okay. Well, let me just say this one thing. I don't think your mother only thought of you as some handy subject for her research. I want to believe that. But just about the only things my mother left me with are widget. And this earring. Ooh. Oh, it's beautiful! It's made of a piece of real moon rock she had for research. Maybe she did love me in her own way. I'm sure of it. I'm really sure she did, because that's what I want to believe too. The earring that Dr. Sykes gave to Adina, the stone was cut from real moon rock that was being used for research. Huh! This may be very important, since moon rocks keep blowing up in this case. I'd better ask her a little more about her mother's research. I should show her that paper I found in the robotics lab. Let's show your mother's body! No. Is it this? Oh! The Ponko series! You must have gone to the robotics lab. You seem to really love Ponko and Klunko. Yeah, my mother made them, and I grew up around them, you know. Oh, there's one of those cute little robots in the photo, too. See, Ponko's had bandages? I put those on her. I just wound them around and around. Pretty bad job, huh? But I really put my all into it. I hardly left the center in those days, so I didn't have any human friends besides Junie. I didn't really understand the difference between robots and people back then. I thought that if a robot broke, bandaging it would help it get better. What a weirdo I was. Oh. Looks like there's something written on the bandages. Yeah, I wrote stuff like, "Get well soon, Ponko." Oh. But in the end, my mom just put her on the operating table and fixed her in a flash. Oh, that must be the thing I made move in the robotics lab. I'm so impressed by what my mom did. I even asked her if she would put me on the table and fix me if I ever got hurt. It looked just like magic to me. What she could do. A little girl who grew up around robots. She seems to have some good memories of it. So any other information 7 years ago? On a different subject, did you hear about the person holding up the space center? Yes, a little. And this person is even taking hostages. Guess I better spare her the news about Trucy. Well, after some negotiating, maybe you should tell her about Trucy? But okay, sure, let's not talk about that at all. Also, possibly Apollo. We agreed to do a retrial of the case from 7 years ago. What? You're kidding me. So that means Prosecutor Blackwell might... Yep. I know he's innocent. I just have to prove it. So wait, did you know him back then? Yes. He used to come visit my mom a lot. He studied psychology under her, and would sometimes ask her for advice on his legal cases. He was very kind and considerate, and straight as an arrow. Unlike now, where he's more twisted than a basket of snakes. That's what 8 years of being falsely imprisoned does to you. And also losing a person you love That's why I took the witness stand during his trial 7 years ago. Please, you have to listen to me. He didn't kill her. His heart is screaming that he didn't kill her. I was a fool. How could anybody else know what I was talking about? She heard the voice in his heart. You were only 11 then, right? You were very brave just to give your testimony. Pose is right. You did the very best you could at the time. But nothing I said did any good. I was shaking like a scared little girl. Small and infatual. Even after I went to live with my relatives in Europe, I stayed closed up in my shell. But you're different now. You're always so bright and cheerful. Thanks. That's because one day, I came to realize that I had to fight. I couldn't give up. There. I exercised hard, and I studied hard. I wanted to become the strongest lawyer I could be. Well, I don't think exercise actually you need to be for lawyership, but okay, good for you. I wanted to save Simon, but I had no idea how. That's when I met Mr. Wright. Thanks to him, I realized that if I became a lawyer, I could prove that Simon was innocent. I also realized that psychology could help me do this. I mean, psychology was my mother's specialty. When I studied it, I felt like she was there with me, supporting me. Doesn't seem like Adina knows. Prosecutor Blackwell is due to be executed tomorrow. Oh yeah, maybe, I don't know, we should tell her that one. I wanted to prove Simon's innocence personally. I want to do it so bad. Even now, I want to fly out of here and go save him. Come to think of it, she said something like that during the Themis Legal Academy trial. She mentioned there was somebody she wanted to save. She must have been talking about Prosecutor Blackwell. Oh. I heard some prison guards say that you had an interview with Simon. How was he? What did he say? Sometimes you have to fight people in the snowy mountains with swords as a lawyer. Is this a Daredevil reference? Actually, yeah, I guess Daredevil. Maybe it isn't a Daredevil reference. Daredevil, he's gotta do that shit. And he's a lawyer. She wants to be like Daredevil. Oh, I can't tell her. But how can I lie to Adina? He was doing well. He was happy about the possibility of being proven innocent. That is so... Can't believe we forgot. Spoilers. Wait, in this game? Oh god. When did we fight people with swords? Is that... Is that the final trial of the trilogy? I forget. He was. I wonder if he smiled. Like he used to. Back then. In the Phoenix Wright trilogy. I don't remember the swords part. I remember we were in the Snowy Mountains for sure. There was a bridge, it was on fire. Larry saw something upside down. If I can't prove Prosecutor Blackwell's innocence in this trial, I don't think Adina will ever forgive me. I just have to free him. Failure is not an option here. Oh, goodness gracious, sir. Ah, I thought you might be here, Mr. Lawyer. We're in trouble. We are? What is it? I couldn't find a single open courtroom. They're all in session. What the fuck, bro? How many people are in trouble with the law today? Oh no! But this is an emergency. It's very difficult to interrupt a trial once it's underway. My phone. It's from Trucy. Aren't you gonna answer it? Hang on, I'm listening to the jingle. Kind of in a hush. Okay, repeat it. Puppy does a big forgetty. I told you I'd give you 1 hour. I guess it's time to pick one of the hostages. No! Wait! No, wait. We still have a little more time. Besides, all the courtrooms are being used right now. Make all the excuses you want, but you won't get more time. Your daughter is first. A poor thing. She's a little too young to die, don't you think? Well, no! No, don't you dare hurt her! There has to be something I can do. How about we just have a trial anywhere? It doesn't matter. The cruelest injustice is about to befall us. No, this can't be happening. Mr. Maya, help us. You think she can? Wait a minute. Maya? I read somewhere that you were holding a trial in the middle of an exploding courtroom? Oh my god! Mr. Maya, you've helped us! That must have been something. Although, weird is par for the course with you. Oh my god, we're gonna do it there. A courtroom. Blew up. That's it! There is a courtroom we can use after all! Okay, time's up. Too bad. Any last words you'd like to say to her? Hold it! Hold it! Aura, please don't add to the crimes you've already committed. So you know who I am, do you? It wasn't like I was keeping it a secret anyway. We're ready to start the trial. We can hold it in the ruins of courtroom number 4. The one blown up by the bomber. Let's fucking go. It's fucking badass. What a wonderful idea, Mr. Nick. I never would have thought of that. An astonishing trial in an astonishing location. I guess it's only befitting. I'll go get the place ready right away. Again, if they ever put Phoenix right in Smash, they should do it in that courtroom. Be sick as fuck. I didn't exactly pick the place for its astonishing factor. How about it? Are you ready to have your brother's innocence proven? My brother? Oh, sorry. Did I forget to mention? It's not Simon you'll be defending. What? Secret of Blackwell? I indict Athena Sykes on the charge of murdering her own mother. God damn it. I should have known. Girl, she was fucking 11 years old. You'll be defending the little princess there. The one behind the glass. Well, this should be easy, though. What? See you in that mountain of rubble you've chosen for our courtroom, Mr. Right. What is she talking about, Athena? Of course. Why'd it never occur to me before? If Prosecutor Blackwell is innocent, somebody else had have to have been the true culprit. Did I kill my own mother? No, don't get the death stare. It'll be okay. No. No! She passed out. No, not the fucking 5 Cyclops. They're all very fancy. No way. It can't be true. Mr. Nick, what's the matter? She's not a sleeper agent. I see 5 black Cyclops. I've seen these kind of locks before. Dark, black locks protecting a secret hidden deep inside a person's heart. And there's no way to remove them. That's not good. To be continued. Wow, what a long investigation. Whew. It's only 8:48, huh? I guess we can keep going. And you did. My girl is reliving her trauma. It's very depressing. Anyway, I'll just put it on here to. Actually, we can just play some music. I'm gonna take a break. You did say a big stretch, and I will redeem it by also taking a little break. We'll come back and we'll do the trial. All right.